12 goal contributions in 11 games this season. Yeah, it's safe to say Alberto Rodriguez is living up to the hype. Yes, folks, how is it going? And a warm welcome back to Park to Prem. We are back here, we're in League 2, and we are not top of the table. If you thought we were going to run away with things off the back of last episode, it's really not how things have played out. Now, since you were last here, the squad registration window closed, the transfer window closed. Of course, we have to contend with those things. And well, we did make one late addition to the team in Roman Egan Riley. This guy is 22 years old, brought in to be some real quality depth at centre-back. Happy to sign as a fringe player. Was playing for Tottenham, although last year he was on loan at Walsall in our division. And whilst I don't think he's going to start for us in terms of as a backup centre-back option, he is an immediate upgrade on JJ, who he was kind of relying on in this part of the pitch. I say that, is he a straight upgrade? You know what? He might not be. Either way, we've signed him. He's a decent little option. I think the physicals carry him a lot. He's got some really nice mentals. Given the fact he's 22, room to grow as well. In terms of transfers out, we loaned out a couple of young players. Of course, Shane Byrne was loaned out in the summer. I had really high hopes for him. He has got injured for 4 months, which is a bit of a problem to start the season. The other players who've loaned out include Omar Costley, who's gone to play for Cliftonville in the Northern Ireland Premier League. 0 goals through 7 appearances is not great. And Vinnie Perkins is headed on loan to Hereford. These guys are players that can maybe one day feature in the first team if they get their finger out their bum and start developing. None of them are really improving right now. Now, since you were last here, 12 games played, the first of which was against Southend. We came into this game hot off the back of those 2 emphatic wins. And well, when we got the first goal in this game, I really thought it was going to go our way, but that is not what happened. They got a goal late on in the first half. I think it was like 6 minutes into added time. And from there, they got a goal almost immediately in the second half. Voltman would add a third for them in the 70th minute. And at that point, I was just sad. Yeah, they did go on to get another goal in this game. To be honest, we were just kind of unlucky, which might sound mental to say. But I feel like when you look at the stats, you wouldn't guess that this game finished 4-1. After that, we had to take on Plymouth in the Carabao Cup. And I'm afraid to say our Carabao Cup run is going to be short-lived. Yeah, they scored early on in this game, 2 minutes in. Mafiko did open up his goal-scoring account for the season, which was good to see. A little pullback back to him from Rodriguez. And then very late on, they actually got a winner. Yeah, I was scared of this game going to extra time, so I went more attacking. It wasn't really worth it. Although, if I do show you the XG graph here, they only actually had 3 shots in the entirety of the second half. I feel like we were very unlucky. The thing is, though, right, you can say, oh, we've been unlucky in these 2 games, but if you're consistently unlucky, maybe you're just bad. That's certainly how I felt when we took on Mansfield and lost for a 3rd time in a row. This game absolutely sucked. O'Reilly with a back post header, and not long later, they scored from a rebound, a chance that we didn't really deal with. These were 2 of 3 shots on target they had through the entirety of the game. The issue is, in this game, we had 1 shot on target. So, you know what? We weren't good enough in this one. We needed some inspiration, and in our last game of the month, we were taking on Walsall. This is a team who are actually right up towards the top of the table as things stand right now, and despite the fact we took them on away from home, we absolutely dismantled them. Zevcevic John grabbed the first goal of the game in the 8th minute. From there, we went on to grab another. It was Mafiko on the score sheet again. Landers then scored a 3rd goal, an absolute power pile driver of a shot the keeper couldn't react to. Admittedly, when you look at the match momentum for this game, the goals did very much come against spells, where Walsall will feel like they dominate the game. I know you're thinking, this is a great score, Jack. There's got to be a but. Yeah, there is a but in this game. Princewell, we actually subbed on. It doesn't show a sub icon next to his name. But in the game, he picked up a moderate calf strain. He's been out for 7 weeks of this injury. So yeah, really unfortunate for him. I definitely just felt sad, really. I was really hoping to give him some game time. He's still now only just coming back to full fitness. So August was very much a mixed bag of results across the entire month. The good news is the most recent month has been slightly more on track. We first beat Fylde 2-1. We then lost to Swindon in the Virtu Trophy. Of course, this is the EFL Trophy. I don't really value this competition. In Football Manager especially, it gets trivialised by the fact that there are various under-21 teams that are just stacked that compete in it. It's not a priority for us. I've been playing the B team. That's my excuse for losing to Swindon 3-1 in it. Debayo did get the opening goal, to be fair. The team wasn't that rotated. But I'm going to go ahead and say it was very rotated because we actually had Swindon immediately afterwards in the league, and it was a slightly different result. Mafiko scored a free kick, which was delightful, in a 7-1 win Yeah, 7-1. I feel like this season we've had games where we run away and absolutely destroy teams, or we just have a really blunted sword of an attack and make nothing happen. We managed to beat Crawley 6-2, which is absolutely superb, and then followed up with two slightly less ideal draws. Although on the road, away from home, maybe they're not so bad. Chesterfield 1-1, Cambridge United 3-3. Landers at least getting on the score sheet. We took on Bournemouth in the EFL Trophy, managed by Patrick Vieira. At the Dripping Pan, we lost on penalties. Yeah, that's right. The group stage of this competition has a penalty shootout for a bonus point. How Mickey Mouse can you get? But we did at least extend our unbeaten run to 5 games with our most recent result at home, York City 4-1. Really, really good result, this one. Super happy. Nice variety of goal scorers as well. And I have to say, given that last season we were so reliant on basically Princewell to get all our goals, when I look at the goal scorers for the season so far, it's pleasing to see that Zevchevich John and also Rodriguez have really chipped in with goals. Of course, the goals have been flowing. The assists are coming from all the different parts of the pitch. One thing you might note here is, Jack, you've got all your top performers selected here at the top. Why are none of them in the starting 11 for today's first game? And well, the answer to that is kind of simple. The schedule is absolutely brutal at the moment, and Barnet sit down in 23rd. Our first game today is at home against them. A few years ago, we took them on in a cup game where we beat them. Now I want to try and do it in the league with our youth team. So right now, we do sit in 3rd place. You'll note that we have a game in hand. That's actually because we had a few players on international duty, and I was able to postpone this game against Barnet, which was for the better in terms of making sure we had a good team to field. It has led to this little bit of fixture congestion to contend with. Barnet, as I've already mentioned, are down in 23rd. Second game that we're going to do today is against Lincoln City. Of course, they were relegated from League One last year. Predicted to be right up there towards the top. We're going to do the away day to Sincil Bank as well. Right now, they're in 11th and desperately needing to turn their season around. But first things first, we are going to get into the game against Barnet. Like I said, I am very, very heavily rotating the team for this game. For example, Ollie Shield is going to come in and play at right back for us. Michael Carlisle going to come in and play at left back. To be fair, these are players that I do think are League 2 quality, hence the fact I'm willing to give them a go. We are going to give a live-com debut to Egan Riley, who's going to play alongside Teo. In the midfield, there is a little bit less rotation, although Dazelle does come in. In the wider areas, though, Herbie James is going to play on the left. Richards is going to play on the right, and I really want to give Richards some game time. He's unhappy. He's actually been asking to leave because I'm not playing him enough, but he has started to improve now on a full-time deal. And with his model citizen personality and the fact he's 19, I need to try and keep him happy. And up front, I have been umming and ahhing about it. Do I start Princewell? I mean, the fitness test says he can play in this game, but obviously he's coming back from a long-term injury. I think my plan really here is we play him for half a game. If he scores, we keep him on. If he doesn't, we'll bring on some of the big guns. We've got Landers, Zevchevich John, and also Rodriguez all on the bench. Zane is there as well, Alvarez, Diakite, Julien, DeBayo. Yeah, the big guns are waiting in the wings. But I do think this is going to be a really interesting test for our squad, because I did think going into this season that we had some pretty good depth across the board, and actually, when we have chosen to rotate the team, I feel like the level of performance hasn't dropped off too much. We have a couple of stars in the team, but by and large, there's probably 20 squad players all at a very similar level. That's what I think. Let's see if Football Manager agrees with that, and if the proof is in the pudding here on the pitch. Okay, let's see how we get on today. Barnet down in the drop zone. Of course, we took them on in the FA Cup, and on that occasion, we beat them, but they played their under-21s. The tables have turned. Times have changed. We now play them like on an even keel. I suppose now the pressure is on us to try and keep our good run of form going. We've been, well, difficult for teams to break down. We're unbeaten in our last 5. Those 3 games that we lost in a row really took the momentum that I felt that we had off the back of last episode out of us. But now we are starting to, regather some of that momentum. The confidence is starting to flow. Obviously, the fact that I'm willing to rotate the team like I have is perhaps testament to that. Our Shield is going to look to bring it forward here. Dazelle lays it to Mafiko. Mafiko, by the way, standout performer. You saw the free kick he scored against Swindon. He's been great for us. Richards, shot just over. This is our game in hand. If we win it, we will go within 3 points of the team sat at the top of the table. Of course, just as a little reminder, the top 3 do get automatic promotion from League 2. Given how the start of the season has gone, I feel like that's my aim. But if I'm being honest, when I look at the league table, we've played very few teams right up there at the very top. But the teams around us, where we've taken them on, we've done well against. I thought there Princewell was going to score. It's a heroic block by the defender. 33 minutes into this game, yet to see either team make a breakthrough. Barnet in possession here. here, although running straight into problems. Carlisle slotting in at left-back today, putting in a big old tackle. And now Teo looking to make something happen going forward. Dazelle, Richards, Princewell lays it wide to Ollie Shield. Loads of space for the right-back to pick out a pass, to pick out Princewell. He's back from injury. He's back on the score sheet. Build-up play here was really, really nice. Richards just kind of tucked inside, dragged their left-back really, really narrow. Opened up so much space for Shield to put a ball on a plate. Princewell does not miss those. 2 minutes of added time at the end of this first half are going to come and go. We are a goal up at the dripping pan. The stats suggest it. Everything suggests it. We've been the better team. Green, happy, smiley faces across the board. I don't think there's much of a need to complicate things here. We are, well, so far, so good in this game. If we could get a kick-off highlight, it would have been nice. It's not going to happen. Just shy of the hour mark, I'm going to make some subs here. Mafiko's game time lately has been pretty intense, so we're going to bring in Alvarez. A little bit of rotation there is nice. Elsewhere, Rodriguez on the right-hand side. I know that Princewell has just scored, but he's not match sharp. Still building up fitness after a number of months out. Feel like we should probably just be sensible. Left-back Carlisle's not had the best of games either. Let's bring in Diakite for a 4-man change. I don't want to get too complacent yet. It is still just a 1-goal game, but Rodriguez maybe with a chance to change that here. The Mexican forward, he steps up. He eyes up his opportunity. Can he pick his corner? The number 10 shoots. Oh my word. It's 5 goals in 10 matches according to this graphic. Is that correct? That's just league games. Maybe he's got more goals in the cup. Either way, he's been scoring goals for fun. Pick that one out. Pick it out. I mean, you couldn't put it more in the top corner. It's hit the post and gone in. And if you are sat there thinking, what's his free kick taking? 10. You know, don't question Football Manager's logic. I did think of the 2 games today, this was going to be the more straightforward one. The reason I chose this game, if you're wondering, is purely because it gave you guys a chance to see some of the lesser spotted players in the starting 11 on the pitch and just see how they stack up against kind of teams in our division. I think it's safe to say they stack up quite nicely against Barnet. And Rodriguez has nearly scored another banger. The next game against Lincoln, they have quality. I know in the league table it doesn't really suggest it. It's going to be much more of a test, but we will be, well, playing our full-strength team for that one. As for the test that Barnet provided, I think it's safe to say we've passed it and then some. There could still be time for more. Diakite, the left-back, to James. Diakite to James. They're playing piggy in the middle. I feel bad for the Barnet defenders right now. Diakite, James. They're just padding their stats here. Look at them go. That back heel is cheeky. Alvarez skips past his man through the middle, pulls it back, Landers scores, 11 goals in 10 for him in the league. It's 3-0. It's game over. You know the Simpsons meme, stop, they're already dead. That's how I feel right now. We're on the attack. Zane Alvarez has not got the message. Lays it back to Teo, donning the captain's armband, the number 4. What a pass that is to Herbie James. Options inside if he can pick them out. Skips past his man. And I'll tell you what, if he'd scored that, might have been goal of the season. The run was superb. The finish, less so. 3 minutes of added time have come and gone. We are going to win this game really handsomely. The match momentum tells a story. We were a lot better than them. If I'm not mistaken, in that game, we had 4 of our regular starters in the starting 11. I mean, that is a really great result that helps us close the gap on Crewe. They're top on 26 points. It's weird, right? When you look at the league table, we've actually already taken on Mansfield. We've already taken on Walsall. Crewe we've not taken on yet. Bradford and Notts County we've not taken on either. But all of those games are scheduled back-to-back at the end of November and into December. I think tomorrow there will be a triple header. As for the here and now, though, I've got 4 days until we take on Lincoln. We're heading to Sincil Bank. We're going to see what the stadium's all about. It's got a sponsorship name now. The LNER Stadium. It's Sincil Bank in my heart. No one can change that. Let's go do an away day. So for today's away day, we are leaving East Sussex. We are heading north, but keeping east, and we are heading to sunny old Lincolnshire. Lincoln, not actually a very sunny place. Here is the LNER Stadium in all its glory, and oh my word, I have some fond memories of this ground. Now, good news, there's lots of dots in and around the stadium, but first things first, we need to go and inspect the greatest part of this away day, and I already know what the greatest part is play zone. This place here, I don't know if it still has it, used to have a giant blue drop slide. I went down it once and panicked and put my fingers down, and I had friction burns, which meant I couldn't hold anything for a week. Good times. Now, just a little bit of WorkTheSpace lore here. As you guys know, born in Boston, moved to Lincoln during my childhood. Boston and Lincoln are pretty big rivals, but when you're 10 years old and you move house, you do kind of just go and see whoever your local football team is. I imagine it would be a bit like if a Swansea City fan moved to Cardiff and then went and started watching Cardiff. Maybe. I don't know if that's even the best analogy, because Lincoln and Boston, for a period of time, they were in Division 3 together, but actually, they've never spent that many extended periods, in my lifetime at least, in the same division as one another. It did mean, though, that when I went to school, when I moved house, I was surrounded by Lincoln fans, and I identified as a Boston United fan. So, yeah, you can imagine how that went down. Here is Sincilbank. It is a beautiful little lower league stadium. I have to say that now. You know, it's not massive. It doesn't need to be massive. It's just cozy lower league fun. Look at the chairs. You can get donuts before the game, get a beer in. They've got loaded fries at the chip shop. I mean, admittedly, you know what? Just a word of warning. Toilets at this stadium aren't that good. Also, the car parking is not the best. There is some parking around the ground, but if you're looking to park here as a fan, you are going to have to park on these streets outside the ground. Or in the centre of town, which I'll tell you now, it's quite a long way away to the main car park. Anyway, there's dots on the pitch. Let's see what they're saying. This is just outside the stadium. Please tell me these dots aren't all just outside the stadium shots. Google, I'm begging you. I'm begging you. Oh, hold. We're in the stadium. Look at the seat art. Here is the stadium in all its glory. I don't know if it's still the case. The away fans used to sit in this stand here. And then this stand over this side, this little one, this used to be kind of the family stand. I think it then became like a university student stand. I don't know what it's used for now. It's basically a shed. Oh, we're going on the behind the scenes tour, everyone. Shall we judge the infrastructure of... Is this the VIP part of Lincoln City's ground? I've never been in here. This doesn't scream prestige, does it? Oh, we can go left. I don't know how far left we can go here. There's toilets. There's the ladies' toilets. I don't know where you go if you're a bloke. Presumably there's a men's toilets down here somewhere. Oh, this is the boardroom. Okay, this is the boardroom. I mean, I can't work out, is this better or worse than the one we saw a few episodes ago? There's a poster of the Red Arrows on the wall. They've got a banner from when they played Liverpool, another one from when they played Arsenal. And I have spotted here, air conditioning in England, blimey. Sincilbank, the LNER Stadium. I need to give it a review score here. I mean, the play zone, look, let me tell you now, personal experience, it is quality. Parking is questionable, but there was good food outside. And I like food. 5 out of 10. Anyway, we are going to hop, skip and jump into this game against Lincoln. In terms of the team, it is a full-strength team selection, pretty much, which is really, really pleasing to be able to say. Rodriguez and Landers, who came on off the bench, are going to be starting for this one. The inside outlet winger has been working really, really well, I feel like, with Rodriguez. I did mention his goal scoring. He has got 3 goals in 2 games in the EFL Cup. 5 goals and 4 assists, though, in the league is still superb. Landers really has been the main man. He has been the spearhead of the attack. Obviously, Princewell has come on, as we saw in the previous game, and got the odd goal here and there. But I definitely feel like this bloke is the future for us. And I also just love the fact he has winds up opponents as a trait. And completing our front three, Zevcevic John is going to be playing. Of course, the 21-year-old had an absolute stinker of a first season at the club. 3 goals in 41 games. He's got 8 goals in 10 this year. Is that purely down to the fact he's now training full-time? Did I just not give him enough opportunities last year? We've not changed that much with the system. It's all very confusing. For all the players I've been really happy with, there's one man who's been a little bit quiet so far. Luis Castillo. No goals, no assists, 6.75 rating. I do feel like defensive mids, just in general, don't get the best of ratings, but he's not wowed me yet. Maybe today can be the day he does me some wooing. We are the underdogs for this game. Ignore the fact Lincoln are struggling in the league. They have quality on their pitch and in their team. We're going to have to be at our best to take them on here. We're rocking our 4-3-3. It's a rested up starting 11, which I think is super important. They're in 11th. We are in 3rd. Is it just me, or is the rate at which that's scrolled and vanished? Like, is that the most useless league table in the game? Quite possibly. Now, I am trialling using Reshade with Football Manager. Reshade is a piece of software that basically connects to your game when you launch it and allows you to tweak colour values, but it does mean in the match engine we can improve the visuals. This is what it looks like with Reshade. This is what the game would normally look like. So, yeah, you can let me know if you prefer these colours. It makes the reds look a little bit different, but overall, I think it makes the game look better. And I'll tell you what, Castillo's got an assist. I feel like I've manifested that. Also, did you notice that when Teo scored there, because it has his first name and his nickname is his first name, the game says Teo has scored. Because when you nickname a player, it still includes their first name, apparently. Okay, there is a kickoff highlight. I'm just going to do the on and off again for you there. This is the default colours for Football Manager. This is the colours that we're playing with the tweaks. I will say, if you're watching on an old monitor or a monitor that's not calibrated, you might not be able to tell the difference. And to the people who can see it, maybe it doesn't even look that bit better or that different, but it looks more aesthetically pleasing to me. What's not aesthetically pleasing is the fact they're on the attack here. Sargent is cutting inside. Oh, my word. He is absolutely danced around us there. Megwa, bad post, Carr is under it. We clear it away. It's not away from danger. Boniface, the left back, looking to keep it alive here. The number 3. Running with the ball. I mean, I don't like this, although we've won it nicely here. And Rodriguez, as that outlet winger, picks up the ball. Now, can we launch the counter-attack? Diakite, there's green grass in front of us. On the road, we're up. Could we get another? Rodriguez hits the post. The rebound is shot. And I was honestly thinking Rodriguez was offside there. He wasn't. That would have counted. 25 minutes gone in this game, I have to say. In terms of the stats, it's been a pretty even game. They're having a lot more of the ball. That's not entirely surprising. It's not something I'm too concerned with. At the moment, they're not creating anything with all of that possession. And given the fact that we have the lead, as well, they get more desperate to score. They're going to commit men further forward. I think that's going to open up the opportunity to maybe hit them on the break. But of course, to do that, we have got to absorb some pressure. We're going to need to do that here with Carr, who skips past Theo Julien, gives it to Thompson. The shot was deflected. Ranson's playing dodgeball, and it's 1-1. I fully appreciate there was a shot that was blocked in, but can we discuss the goalkeeper? Can we discuss Ranson? Is he okay? I'm not sure he is. Well, you know what? There was one kickoff highlight. There could be another here. Maybe this one is going to actually result in something. Mafiko, Zedjovic John loses that possession. Sargent picks it up and gives it to Bayliss. Imagine if they score 2 goals back-to-back. From talking about the fact that they were going to be chasing and we could catch them out, to finding ourselves 2 goals down. Lincoln turn it around with a quick 1-2. There's times where I'm convinced Football Manager is actually listening. I'm here going, you know what, when they go on the attack because they're down a goal, we'll hit them on the break again. Nah, that's not what's happened. They've scored 2 goals in literally 60 seconds. Have to say, I'm not liking what I'm seeing here. We're not having enough for the ball, and Lincoln have just swung this game with those 2 goals in their favour. I'm going to tell the players just to press a little bit higher here. We're going to play a higher press. We're going to obviously raise the defensive line slightly. Going to look to counter-press too. I don't want to give them time and space to punish us, especially with their 2 kind of deeper midfielders. Really made those changes too late to be able to make any kind of judgment call off them. You can see their momentum certainly shifted after we did get our goal. I'm not going to make any subs yet. I'm just going to get shouty and let these players try and step up. Okay, Rodriguez, you bailed us out last game with a free kick. Could he score another free kick? Probably not from this angle. He goes short to Castillo. That's definitely the more sensible option. Rodriguez comes away with the ball somehow, looking to cut inside, surrounded by players. Gives it back to Theo. Gives it inside. Mafiko's shot is saved wide. And that was a really good opportunity. 10 minutes played of this second half. I feel like we've seen a slightly better start to this half than how we ended the first. That's not necessarily saying a great deal, but we're looking a little bit composed here with the ball. I'm trying to obviously force turnovers more, try and get a bit more possession. The players are doing the business. Rodriguez, oh my word. The near post top corner finish by the Mexican. That is sensational. This man is just a sharpshooter. Like this finish here by the number 10. All logic says shoot low across goal. That top right corner, why not? All right, we're going to shout encouragement at the players there. Mostly a positive reaction, except from Castillo, who wants to murder me now. Landers has been a bit poor in this game. I'm going to move Rodriguez through the middle, and then I'm going to bring in Richards, I think, to play out on the right-hand side. Mafiko's not the best of games, of course. He nearly got on the score sheet. That save really denied him. Had that gone in, he's probably on a 7.0 rating, and I'm not looking to take him off. And elsewhere, Julien, on a booking, obviously he had that sensational opening game with 3 assists. Since then, he has slowed down a little bit. Ollie Shield featured for us in the last game. I'm going to bring him on here for the last 25. Oh, Rodriguez, free kick, imagine. Imagine if he could do it again. It's further out than the last one. He's forced to save out the keeper. I mean, to be honest, a draw on the road here against Lincoln would probably be quite a good result. You know, if you told me this at the start of the season, I would have taken it. Given their league position, maybe I'd like to see us doing a little bit more here. At the same time, it's the kind of game where I don't know, we've turned things around in the second half. I don't really want to go chasing the game and go more attacking because I think it could come back to bite us. And we've looked like the better team so far through this second 45 minutes. Shield, that is a very deep cross that's ambitious. It's an awful defensive header, though. Zevchevich John does magical things. It's 9 goals for the left winger. That is a gift. I will include a check in the mail to Trundle there. That is just an awful header, isn't it? Sort of needs to shout that he's got time. Zevchevich John still had a lot to do. He has punished the Lincoln defence. I was going to make tactical changes to go more conservative. There's another kickoff highlight. It's the third of this game. What is happening here at Sinsel Bank? Boniface for them. Imagine if they just get another goal back. It'd be on brand for how this game's gone. That header has just gone over. Why is the highlight still going on? Why is the highlight not ended? It's 3-2 Lewis. Ranson, time waste all you want, mate. I don't mind seeing this. He's going to give it short to DeBayo. You can see they are pressing really high Lincoln. If we can beat that initial press, there's definitely scope to punish them with our pace. Alvarez, he is a pacey centre mid. He's going to get it to the byline and float it. The keeper's flappy hand stick. Castillo, oh my word. I thought Zevchevich John was going to do it again. As things stand, we will be moving into second in the league, but you know what, with 5 minutes left, there's definitely time for another goal or two in this game, especially with how this game's gone and how quickly Lincoln did score their goals. They're in possession here, although we've won it back heroically. Richards plays it forward. I mean, that is a stupid pass by the right mid. Guess who scored it? It's Lewis again. This pass, how does he see this pass? I'm convinced that pass was meant for Rodriguez, and somehow it's just got through to the left midfielder. He got 3 goals all of last season. He's got 2 today. 6 minutes of added time at the end of this game are going to come. They are going to go. It is a massive win on the road against Lincoln City. The changes we made worked wonders. Look at the match momentum. Second half, wow. I mean, a game of 2 halves, that is for sure. Everyone thought we'd lose, but we've proven them wrong. Green, happy, smiley faces across the board. With that result, we do climb up to second, but it is a very, very tight fight at the top. Obviously, top 3 get automatic promotion. You lose a couple of games in our situation, you could suddenly find yourself down in 8th or 9th. Now, as already mentioned, we've actually only played a few of the teams immediately around us, but we actually take on Crewe, Notts County, Tranmere, and Bradford in 4 games in a row next month. This might be controversial. There will be no away day tomorrow. Instead, we are going to do 4 matches live. If we win those 4 games, we could be running away with things in a promotion spot. Slip up in them. Panic. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope you have a lovely rest of your Monday. We'll be back usual time and place, midday, UK time Tuesday. I'll see you tomorrow for more. I'm out.